too much to dream last night. Too much to dream. I'm not ready to face the light. I had too much to dream last night.
Let Freddy Krueger turn your dreams into his nightmares.
I had too much to dream last night. I had too much to dream.
Freddy's Nightmare, tonight on KHNL 13.
What started in hell
That it came out of this.
will end on Earth. Shall we begin? The Masters of Horror are unanimous in their acclaim. Spectacular, says Fangoria magazine. One hell of a spine-chilling ride, raised Wes Craven. Cinefantastique says it's the ultimate in fear. I am the way. Clive Barker presents Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, rated R. Starts Friday, September 11th at a theater near you.
You are a bold and courageous person, afraid of nothing.
Good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Killer Kitchen. Tonight, we have something a little bit interesting in mind to show you. You see, I was under the impression and thought that we had shown you the original Tales from the Crypt movie from 1972. Looking for it, doesn't come up, can't find it, so apparently I was mistaken. Well, tonight, we're going to bring you 5 tales from the crypt. 2 of these were actually not filmed, but were actually shown in the original comic book strip, and then later brought to film, one of which actually ended up on an episode from season 5 of Tales from the Crypt. And another one actually happened to take place during season 7, where they brought that back. In fact, the director of tonight's film, Freddie Francis, came back to direct that episode in season 7. We'll get more into that later. Now, you guys know I happen to have a thing for cheese. I like cheese in many forms. We use it a lot. But I like my cheese spread too. I was planning on going out and getting some crackers. And honestly, with what I got cooking, you don't even need the crackers. Hell, use some pretzels. I'm going to show you guys how to make a brain cheese spread. So, sit back, stick around. Our first episode is perfect in timing. You see, Thanksgiving is coming up, and after that, our next big one, we got Christmas, and we've got New Year's. So, this is perfect timing. Our first episode takes place on Christmas Eve. And an interesting fact, Joan Collins, who was majorly used to sell this film, only has 15 lines in the entire fucking thing, in all the dialogue. And what's really interesting, you'll notice the little girl keeps saying Santa Claus, Santa Claus. Many people don't realize that throughout London and the UK, they actually don't really say Santa Claus as much as they say Father Christmas. And that's something Americans have forgotten about here in the States. But before coming to the Americas, it wasn't Santa Claus, it was It's Father Christmas. In the UK, I respect them for keeping true to that tradition. Now, they do use Santa Claus, and it is well spread and well known, but most families around Christmas time call him Father Christmas. Just an interesting little detail that I thought I'd share. So, what I'm going to start doing first, we're going to shed a little light on the subject. Where are my manners? I'm Vincent Victoria, your host, your guide through the madness and the macabre that you'll find only in my kitchen until you bring it to your own. So, we're going to start with some queso blanco cheese sauce. I like this sauce. This is a good sauce. It's fairly reasonable in price. Then again, it's California. Everything's fucking expensive. Thanks, Democrats. We're going to put this in here. In fact, I'm going to need a scoop. And the one thing we're going to make different about this cheese spread is we're actually going to be using a can of tuna. Now, to go with this can of tuna and this cheese spread, and the reason we actually are adding the tuna to this spread, thought about getting real fancy and adding like squid and some other stuff. Wanted to keep it somewhat simple and easy to make. But we're actually we recently had a gift here in the kitchen, and we were given some salmon burgers. So we're going to bread those, and we're going to deep fry them and get those ready. We're going to have some salmon burgers and some tuna cheese spread. So, I'm going to heat this up on a low heat. And if you guys will remember, we recently did some pizzas. Well, this is what happens with shredded cheese after it's been opened and left in your fridge, especially on a hot day. Melt together. Now, I have a grater. I could. That's easy enough. But I figured, why? What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some scissors, and I'm just going to chop it up a little bit at a time. And once this is nice and hot, just start mixing it in there. We've got our Fiesta blend. We've got our white cheese sauce. And we're going to dye this sucker red with just the slightest hint of blue to give it a realistic, bloody look. So stick around and see how we do that. And we'll see you on our next break. This is going to take a few minutes.
close as you can, please. In the reign of Henry VIII, when the monasteries in England were dissolved and the occupants tortured, beheaded in public or murdered secretly, some went into hiding to worship as they pleased. It is the decaying bodies and skeletons of these religious martyrs that you will see on your tour. These catacombs are dangerous, and I must warn you to stay with me and not lose your way. Please keep close together.
My brooch.
Hmm?
I must have dropped it somewhere. Thank you.
Well, which way shall we go?
Well, it's a toss-up. Let's try this way.
Dead end.
Sorry, wrong guess.
Well, there's no way out of here. Let's go back.
There's no way out there.
Who are you?
Where did you come from? All in good time.
Look, how do we get out of here?
All in good time.
I'm in a hurry.
It can wait.
Well, I really can't wait. I have an appointment.
Sit. All of you. Please sit down. Sit down. I assure you I have a purpose.
What purpose?
Why did you come in here?
I don't know. I was just driving by and something made me.
And what are your plans when you leave here?
Plans?
Plans.
to Joanne, the best wife in the world. Love from Richard. And a big kiss.
Merry Christmas.
Mummy! Mummy!
Just a minute, darling. Mommy will be right up.
Mummy!
I'm coming, Carol. Carol, darling, what's the matter?
Has Santa come yet?
No, darling, not yet. You be a good girl and go on to
Can I
sleep.
see him when he comes?
Well, we'll see. Now, you be a good girl and go to sleep. Otherwise, Santa won't come.
What's this?
Nothing. It's just a Christmas card from Daddy. All right? Good night.
Good night, Mummy. Night, Daddy.
We interrupt this program for a special announcement. A man described as a homicidal maniac has escaped from the hospital for the criminally insane. He is 6'3" tall, 210 pounds, dark eyes, bald, and may be wearing a Santa Claus costume taken from a shop in Burley. All residents of the county are warned to be on the lookout for this man and to phone the police if they see him. We now continue our program of carols for Christmas Eve.
Tidings of come,
Nonsense. I have no
Hadn't you? And you?
I'm on my way home to see my wife and children.
And then?
Hmm?
And then? And then?
As you can tell, we like our shadows in the background. Now we're going to take our tuna. We're going to take some chopped up yellow peppers. Now, technically, I should have diced them finer, but I wanted some thicker chunks in here to give it some texture and some color. Here we go. Now we're going to take this can of tuna, pop it in there. You want to gently start folding it into your cheese mold. Just like that. Now, before it has a chance to completely settle, because as you can tell, this stuff does not take long to settle, we're going to take 1 drop of blue food coloring. Okay, 2 drops. And we're going to take 4 drops to 6 drops of red. Go with 5. That's a nice round number. Now what I'm going to do is put this back on the heat. I'm going to stir it up. And that gave it a really weird color. Still, we added too much fucking blue. We're going to counter that with some extra red. This is going to be a bloody fucking brain. And why not? There is a large amount of blood that goes to your brain. Right consistency. Now we're gonna let this sit on here and use this literally as a warmer so that we can keep it nice and gooey. And there is your brain matter. I'm gonna let that stay nice and gooey. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep our mold. Now this is actually just one of those cheap fucking $10 things you can find at like Walgreens or something like that around Halloween. And as you can tell, every day around here happens to be fucking Halloween, even on Christmas. And for those of you wondering at home, no, I have never seen Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't suppose I ever will. I'm probably missing out. But in 1994, when that movie came out, I had bigger things to do and better things to watch than Nightmare Before Christmas. Like Silent Night, Deadly Night. Alright, let's mix this up just a little bit more. There we go. Alright, let's pick this sucker up. Get this out of our way. And we're going to start pouring into our mold. You want to really scrape the edges and get as much in there. Hell, I suppose the mold this size, I could have actually made a little more. Just to show you, there's a little more brain matter in there than you think. Problem is, most people forgot how to use that brain matter. You know, unless they're strictly up for, you know, what they claim to be as equal rights, just so they can shove it in your face about what a great person they are and what a piece of shit you are because you disagree. You can't have things like freedom of thought. those kind of freedoms of expression, freedoms of thought, and being able to say I disagree, now, that makes you like some evil monster. Alright. Now we're going to spread this through here. So I would say, if you're going to use a mold this size, 1.5 to 2 cans and a big bag of shredded cheese. Your choice. We use the Fiesta blend because I happen to like the Fiesta blend, and that's what I use on my pizza. Most of the time. It is settled in nice and easy. And it really doesn't have to fill in the whole mold. You'll still get the brain itself in the edges. You'll just lose some of the medulla oblongata, or the brain stem. So that part of your brain, that's the medulla oblongata thing. Which, hey. So now, what I'm going to do, take this, and we're going to come at that sucker with some saran wrap. Or they call it plastic wrap. When I was a kid, it was saran wrap. That's what we called it. That's what our moms call it. That's what I fucking call it. People don't like the way I call shit. Well, you're entitled. This is aggravating. It's cut. Good as fucking enough. Piece of shit. Alright, now I'll stretch that over. We're just going to crimp it all the way around the edge of this, just like so. Keeping it stretched tight. You don't want any air through there. You want that to be able to set up and keep. Okay, so this plastic wrap's being a piece of shit. So when we come back, we're going to start another project. I tell you what that is, but I don't know yet.
The USS Enterprise is yours to command in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Captain Jean-Luc Picard welcomes you, a top-rated cadet at Starfleet Academy, to the most intense training session you'll ever experience, the Advanced Holodeck Tutorial. The Holodeck's computer simulations put you at the helm of the Galaxy-class starship Enterprise. All of its power and crew await your orders. You'll embark on a series of missions assigned by the captain, but only you can make the life-or-death decisions required of a Starfleet officer. So test your split-second decision-making skills and push your Starfleet training abilities to the limit with Star Trek: The Next Generation on Game Boy and the NES.
I get a charge from my delicious strawberry-flavored cereal, Frankenberry.
Here's a switch. My ghostly good blueberry with blueberry-flavored marshmallows to spark up breakfast.
I love Frankenberry strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
You turn me off, Frankenface.
Fizzleberry Boo.
I'm in the dark.
Me too. Me three.
Oh. You can enjoy this nutritious breakfast with blueberry.
Frankenberry.
If the memory of Jason still haunts you, you're not alone. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Severe trauma at age 12. Brutal self-defense, murder of a psychopathic killer. Boy, they've given him every therapy they can think of. This wonder his mind isn't fried with all the drugs they've given him.
The mindless, murderous fury that was buried with Jason has been reborn.
Pete!
And suddenly, terror has become child's play. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Friday, March 22nd at a theater near you. Check newspapers.
Well, I'm all set.
Must you go tonight, Carl? Can't you leave it till the morning?
No, I'm afraid I can't. My appointment's in the morning. I'll have to drive all night to make it.
When will you be back?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it works out. I'll phone you.
Did you say goodnight to the kids?
No, I was just going to.
Good night, Daddy.
Goodbye, darling.
Don't forget to ring me when you get there.
I will. Goodbye, darling.
Bye. Drive carefully.
Yes, right.
The removal men came this morning.
Yeah, well, so I see.
Should all be there by the time we get there.
Yeah.
Shame to give up a nice flat like this.
Yes, I know that, darling. But we've both had to give up quite a bit, haven't we? I love you, Susan. You know that, don't you?
Yes, of course I do.
You meet someone and suddenly that's it. I kiss my kids tonight and... Oh, for hell's sake. I mean, it will be worth it, won't it, for both of us?
Of course it will. You are tired. Let me drive.
Yeah, okay. No. I'm sorry. Bad dream. Look out! Susan. Susan, where are you?
Crazy fool! Do you want to get yourself killed? Darling. What's the matter? Look, pull yourself together. What's the matter? Come on now.
Susan.
Who is it?
It's me, Carl.
Carl? It can't be.
Can't be? What do you mean?
Carl was...
Where have you been?
Please go away.
Look, I've been worried out of my mind. What's happened? The furniture. I don't understand. How did...
I brought it back. After the crash.
Huh?
And I was blinded.
Blinded?
And Carl was killed.
Huh?
2 years ago.
I'm sorry. Bad dream.
So that is why you were in a hurry? To leave your wife and children?
What do you mean? How do you... Who are you?
I assure you I have a purpose.
Now, what we did was we just took and heated up some water real quick in the coffee maker, ran a pot of water through it, and honestly, that's a good thing to do anyway, just to make sure your coffee pot's clean. If it comes out brown, time to go to town. If it comes out clear, well, you know how that goes. And, yeah. Alright. Comes out clear, there's nothing to fear. Anyway, getting ahead of myself as usual, I'm just going to take a simple bouillon cube, drop that sucker down in here. I'm going to bring this to a hard boil, and then I've got some cut green beans ready to go. And these are those real nice ones. Not the French style, but the, where they're still green beans. Then we've got some more yellow peppers. And as an extra bonus for this one, we've got sliced and diced pepperonis. So that was probably a cool little gig right there. Give it a unique taste. Then we're going to slosh all this together, and we're going to bake it with some cheese for, oh hell, I don't know, 15 minutes, give or take. So stick around, watch all this happen. In the meantime, for those of you who have never seen this, pay close attention to this old man. He's not what he appears. And he knows more than you think. Coming up next, we're all going to hear a story that's one of my personal favorites. And I don't mean just Tales from the Crypt. This next story is one of my personal favorites as just a story. And no matter where it's brought up or how it's brought up, this is one I will always enjoy and would almost like the opportunity to rewrite it just a little bit. And I don't mean to modernize it with the woke shit. Just modernize it enough to bring it more to 2024. And I can even add that woke shit enough to give it a twist that you'd like, I'd like, Anyway, I'm getting way aside here. I think the fumes from all this cooking starting to finally get to me. Alright, no, I'm just really hungry. We were taking a couple hits off the pen watching that last story, and I lost track of everything I was going to watch. I mean, that's just fucked up. You dream about it, and then you dream about it, and then it fucking happens. Like, that's fucked up. But did you notice in that last story, the motorcycle? If you were paying close enough attention, you'll notice that the guy on the motorcycle is Death. The one blooper there, if you look, the way they did the photography for the shot, there's no way he would have been that close without sitting in the back seat. So, kind of a goof, but I thought it was a cool goof because it almost added to the creep factor. So if it was intentional, well, that's why Freddie Francis is Freddie Francis. Incidentally, he came back for this same tale in the final season of Tales from the Crypt, season 7. I think it was episode 5 or 8. So you guys should check that one out. Definitely a good watch. Anyway, this is gonna go. I gotta chop these down, and I think I'm gonna slice into these just a little bit on the side too. So, without further ado, well, hey, check out these commercials, and we'll get back to the show, and we'll get back to me later.
Witness the creation of the most evil Cobra yet in the G.I. Joe movie Arise, Serpentor Arise. It's the most thrilling, explosive Joe adventure ever. Don't miss it.
G.I. Joe!
What a beautiful day for Frankenberry, the world's super sweet new cereal.
Phooey! Here's the world's super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Echo, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monstrous strawberry flavor.
Well, I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
Meow.
Frankenberry, Count Chocula.
Warning, such behavior is irresponsible, immature, and very foolish. We recommend you try it at home. Paperboy from Mindscape for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Another great season on Global.
By the power of Grayscale,
He's back. He-Man, mighty champion of justice, defender of the mystic land of Eternia, returns to Global. Together with his intrepid band of friends, He-Man battles the evil Skeletor and his fiendish partners. Follow the amazing exploits of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Global's got it weekday afternoons at 4.
What sort of game are you playing?
Game?
You're trying to frighten us in some way. What do you want?
To show you something. Something in your own mind. Something you are capable of doing.
I don't want to know.
Oh, but you must know. You must.
You know Punch, though. He's very nice, isn't he? Now, I know some of you have to get home rather soon, so there's your little present, my dear. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Grimsdyke.
That's all right. Now, shall I tell you something? My wife's name is Helen. Mary Helen Grimsdyke. I always call her Helen. It's a nice name, isn't it? Bye-bye, then.
Come on, Mark. Come on, Julie.
Come sit here. Bye-bye, Mark. Bye-bye, Julie. Two little dicky birds sitting on a wall. One named Peter, one named Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. Come back, Peter. Come back, Paul. That's it. You think you could do that?
What are you looking at?
Grimsdyke, of course. His usual shell out to the kids. He does it every year on his birthday. I don't know how you stand it.
Stand what?
Living across the road from that man. He's a rubbish collector, a dustman. Place is an eyesore. The toys he gives those kids, he finds in the rubbish heap and repairs. Why doesn't he sell out?
I've made him offers. He's sentimental about that old dump. Says he and his wife lived there for their whole married life, and now he wants to die there. Just as she did.
Well, it ruins the neighborhood and depreciates the value of our property. The inside must be like a pigsty.
He owns the place free and clear. There's nothing we can do about it.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Shut the gate. Bye-bye.
Isn't there?
What on earth have you been doing?
Somebody just made an awful mess of Mr. Baker's garden. Poor Grimsdyke's neighbor. He was so proud of his prize roses.
My prize roses. Years of hard work. It's Grimsdyke's dogs for sure. This is too much. I'd like to make an official complaint.
Oh, but you mustn't take them away. They're my friends. Sergeant, please.
It's a court order and they don't have licenses.
Oh, I couldn't afford licenses. Sergeant, please. Darling? Darling? Are you there, darling? Are you there, darling? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is there anything you wish to tell me? Give me the message. are the children? Who to?
Well, just think it over, Councillor Ramsey.
Grimsdyke's due to retire in 2 years. He's done his job well. There's no reason why the town council
He's too old. Don't you think a younger man?
He'd lose his retirement pay.
And save the town some money. Poor old Grimsdyke. I do believe he's out of a job.
Flowers a little wilted, aren't they, my dear? God bless you. Plenty more in the garden. I'll get you some tomorrow. Oh! Oh, Jamie! Jamie, my little Jamie! Oh, I wondered where you were. Oh, I'm so glad they didn't get you. Welcome home. Oh, better save money now, hadn't we? Hey, look, Helen, look who's come back. Our little Jamie. Oh, that's wonderful. You're our only friend, huh? You and the children?
We thought it might be neighborly to let you know what was going on.
It's very kind of you to draw our attention to this, Mr. Elliot. It's so difficult to know what one's children get up to when they're out of one's sight. After all, last year, I remember...
You can tell from looking at his house what a filthy old man he is. Constantly filling it with children. Heaven knows what his motivations are.
Now, don't forget what I said. Just stay away from him.
But, Mummy, he's such a nice old man.
Don't argue with me. You're not to see him again, ever.
Why don't you go and play in our garden? And don't take any more sweets from him. Carrying rubbish all day? His hands must be filthy.
You and your Mr. Grimsdyke. Now, remember, I don't want you to go anywhere near him.
Oh, Mum.
And that's final.
I don't understand it. Everyone was so kind. Now there's no work, no children, no one to make toys for. Oh, never mind. We've always got each other, haven't we, my dear? That's all that matters.
Just one more turn of the screw. And he'll sell his property for next to nothing.
What's on your mind?
Valentine's Day. It's just 2 weeks away.
So?
We'll send him valentines. From everyone in town.
Lots of mail for you today, Mr. Grimsdyke.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Oh, oh, very kind. My dear. Look, it's not even Christmas, is it? Not that it makes any difference if it is or not. I wouldn't be writing to it. Let's see now. It's a Valentine card. You're my only sweetheart. Will this be? Noisy are children, loud is a bell, pungent is perfume, but you only smell. Noisy are children, loud is a bell, pungent is perfume, but you only smell. I don't think I like that. Let's see what we have here. A tree is beautiful if its owner prunes it, but our town isn't, because your presence ruins it. Oh. Some people live in the country. Some people live in the town. Why don't you do us a service? Jump in the river.
What's Grimsdyke been doing to that mongrel? He hasn't stopped whining for a week.
You know, come to think of it, I haven't seen Grimsdyke for days. Not since Valentine's Day.
Can't be far away if the door's open.
This place is spotless. I thought it'd be filthy.
But the merciful goodness of the Lord endureth for ever and ever upon them that fear him, and his righteousness upon his children's children. Forasmuch as it hath pleased Almighty God of his great mercy to take unto himself the soul of our dear brother, Arthur Edward Grimsdyke, here departed. We therefore commit his body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, in sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ, who shall change
It
our
was
vile
kind of
body
you to pay for the burial.
into his glorious
It was the least I could do.
according to the almighty
He
word
was a
whereby
neighbor.
he is able to subdue all things to himself.
What's that?
Valentine's cards. The ones left over from last year. When?
She must be a year ago.
Today. St. Valentine's Day. February the 14th. A year ago exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm going to bed. See you in the morning.
You were mean and cruel right from the start. Now you really have no...
Now, we mixed this up. We've been keeping it warm on a low heat. And our next step is we are going to take and add our peppers and our pepperonis. And then we'll follow suit with our green beans. Notice that our peppers and our pepperonis have all been cut in different sizes and shapes. I did that intentionally just to keep it interesting. Actually, what I'm going to do is I am going to cook these in just a little bit. Little known fact about that last segment is Peter Cushing originally was offered the role of the dick on the other side, the old man on the other side. But his wife had just passed away, recently in fact, and her name happened to be Helen as well. And so Peter Cushing actually pushed the production team and the script board to give him the role instead. He said he could offer way more to it because his wife Helen had just passed away. He was going through the major depression that the character was going through. He was even noted as saying that that was not acting, that was 100% just him on screen. He just had to be him. Thought that was kind of really cool, like just to find that out, you know, and sad, but it's interesting facts like that. I love learning stuff, like that kind of stuff. In fact, I made up my mind that after tonight, I guess the cops are chasing somebody else. Always something happening around here. As long as they're not chasing me, I don't need it and I can't run no more. What I was going to say is, I'm one, I like something and I start really thinking about it. And I've seen a few of this guy's movies. And when I was getting ready for tonight and just kind of refreshing my mind, we do go through a lot of things here in the Killer Kitchen. But I saw a couple things that I did not know, that being one of them. That's something I just learned. So, oh shit, okay. I'm losing my train of grasp here. Now, we're going to add our green beans that I've trained. Apparently not good enough. Alright. And, as an extra, some frozen green beans. Because, why the hell not? There we go. But you know, still, I don't know. It's not working for me. We're going to mix this in, cook it up a little bit, but you know, it's still just not working for me. It doesn't have the right look. I know what's wrong here. I know exactly what's going on. This is Killer Kitchen after all. And we're very good at making our monster bloods and monster goops and gooey pusses and, well, let's call this the Monster Puss Passe. You know what? With this, we're still missing something. There we go. A drop, not even a drop. Of some almond extract. For a little flavoring. Now we stir this up, and there you go. This, I think, suits that Monster Puss. Fuck, I forgot what I called it already. Monster Puss. And it tastes pretty good, too. So I'm going to heat this up a little bit. I'm going to stir it together. Now, I'm going to take this casserole dish. I'm going to spray it down with some Pam. Can of Pam to spray it down. Like so. And we're going to pop that in the oven at about 325 max. I think I'm going to cook this one at 300 for probably the duration of our next story.
It's true. It's true. I don't like Grimstike.
What am I doing here? You'll see.
Well, that's it, Ralph, I'm afraid. It's all gone.
Everything.
More than everything. You have debts. I did warn you, didn't I, not to use money that had been entrusted to you. The risks were far too great.
Risks? The gains could have been enormous. What do I do now?
Well, you have two choices. First, bankruptcy.
And according to you, that would be dishonorable, wouldn't it?
Now, come on, let's face it. You've done dishonorable things in your life before, in your business life.
Hard, ruthless, and perhaps even cruel. Yes, to build up the Jason empire, sometimes I had to be.
No one has to be.
I did. Oh, it's easy to talk, but I had to fight my way up the hard way. And if people got hurt, they got hurt. But I always paid my debts. No, I'm not going into bankruptcy.
Well, if you intend to try and pay off your debts, you'll have to start selling things. Things of value. Properties, your paintings, everything.
My house. All the beautiful things I've acquired during the years.
It's the only way.
I won't do it.
I'm afraid you'll have to.
So there's nothing else for it. We have to sell them. Oh, I know it's a blow. Our whole life's in them. Everything we've collected all over the world.
I remember that one. We got it in that strange shop in Hong Kong when you were selling guns too. Do you remember what the little man in the shop said to us when he sold it to us?
Yes. Use it wisely. I wonder what he meant by that.
Ralph, have you ever seen this writing that's inscribed on the bottom of this statuette?
Writing?
Yes, here at the base.
3 wishes I give, and no more, to each owner of me, so keep score. Each wish will come true, so take care what you do. I can't read the rest, but the last word is deplore.
What does it all mean?
Use it wisely.
If only it could give us 3 wishes.
That's storybook nonsense. It reminds me of a tale I once read. What was it?
We could pay all our debts.
The Monkey's Paw, that's what it was.
I wish.
I read it when I was at school.
I wish for lots and lots of money.
Oh, no.
Too late, I already have.
And I've just remembered what happened at the end of the story.
Well, you said yourself it was just a story. Like our 3 wishes.
Hello? Oh, hello, Charles.
I'd like you to come down to my office.
What, right now?
Yes, straight away.
What's it all about?
It's very important.
It's about money. I'd like you to come straight away.
I'll be right there. That's Charles. He wants me to go and see him right away. He said something about money.
Money? Maybe our wish will come true after all.
Hello.
Is that Mr. Gregory?
Yes, speaking.
I'm sorry to tell you, sir, but your client, Ralph Jason, has been killed in a car crash.
In his car?
Yes, on a road about 10 miles from his home.
Well, have you told Enid, Mrs. Jason, yet?
No, not yet. We found some letters from you in his pocket. They indicate that you're not only his solicitor, but a close friend of the family. We thought it better that you break the news.
Yes. Yes, of course. Leave it to me. I'll tell her.
Ralph? Dead?
They found him in the wreckage of his car. He'd obviously lost control, skidded. Enid, this may not be the best moment to talk about this, but it may alleviate some of your other worries. You realize this accident makes you a rich woman.
rich.
Ralph's insurance. He always carried a large policy with a double indemnity against accident.
Charles, I wished for lots and lots of money. Ralph warned me not to.
No, that's a coincidence.
No,
surely.
it's no coincidence. That statuette. It gave us 3 wishes. I used one of them to wish for lots and lots of money. Now I'm going to wish for Ralph back. Charles, do you know the story of the monkey's paw?
That's the story of the old couple who are given a monkey's paw, which entitles them to 3 wishes. They wish for money, and they get the money because their son is killed in a machine in his factory, crushed in it. You mustn't wish Ralph back.
Why not?
Well, in the story, this mother wishes her son back, and he does come back, but in the condition in which he died, mutilated, mangled, torn.
I must be careful not to make the same mistake. I shall wish that Ralph were back as he was before the accident. I wish Ralph were back exactly as he was immediately before the accident. Open it! Quickly!
No, don't look. His body was mangled in the crash.
Mangled? It wasn't mangled. Mr. Jason died of a heart attack at the wheel.
I wished for him back as he was immediately before the accident. But he was already dead. Dead from a heart attack, so the accident didn't kill him. Only one more wish.
Enid.
Please go away.
Please.
Leave me alone. I want to be alone with him, please. Only one more wish. Only one. I mustn't waste it. I must be careful. Please, please. I wish Ralph were alive now. I don't want him to die ever. I want him moving, breathing, talking, alive. Now, forever.
What's happened? What have you done?
I wished him alive again, forever.
But don't you realize he's been embalmed? His veins are filled with embalming fluid burning into him.
Oh, no!
I need to do something. For God's sake, Edith, help me.
No, Enid, don't. You wished him alive forever. You can't kill him. Every piece of him is alive still. Alive and suffering.
Well, what did you see?
Somewhere in deepest space, all hell is breaking loose.
They cut the power.
How could they cut the power, man? They're animals.
Get them out of there!
Aliens. This time, it's war. Aliens, the new movie. Rated R.
Ryan, got your new cereal.
How's it look, Duke?
All clear. Go for it.
Hit it!
Introducing G.I. Joe Action Stars brand cereal, a delicious part of this complete breakfast. Crunchy stars that taste great. So, for all you action stars...
Bye, Mom!
G.I. Joe Action Stars!
Gordon's a washout with women.
The girls you want don't want you.
So he's out to find his dream date.
So you're looking for an attractive young woman to share your life.
And he gets her.
It's nice to meet you, Mary.
Now, Gordon's in heaven.
Can't say no to me, Gordy.
Or is he in hell? Love Freddy style.
The first cut's always the deepest.
On the next Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Nightmares. From blockbuster movies to cartoon stars.
You say you're the ghost with the most. Yeah. Prove it.
I'm fit as a fiddle, strong as an ox. You know what I am, kid? I'm flat broke. My gags will put you in Jackson.
You're one of a kind. Don't ever change.
Beetlejuice.
Ghostbusters, they are blessed by you.
After Slimer and the real Ghostbusters.
Cool, man.
This fall on ABC television.
It's the best.
Here's what we're gonna do. See, as we were watching that last segment, which, by the way, I really do want to point out how cool the way they set this up. I mean, and our lead character there, didn't he look just really familiar, but you just can't place it? He's been in several fantastic movies from the 60s, 70s, and even, I think, even into the 80s, early 80s, he kept filming. But that role, that haunting face, A Clockwork Orange. Anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought here. So here's what happened. That last one, we got it going and tried to get it. We let it thaw, and it fell apart. So, if you guys are doing this, make sure you put the one in the freezer until you're ready to start the next, or do two at a time. Do not let them thaw, or you will have a problem. Now, what we did here, get this one breaded up, get that ready to go, but I'm not going to throw that away. That's not my thing. No. Goddamn. Fuck. Ow. Alright, now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to clip this down, and I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of tartar sauce, 1 tablespoon of Taco Bell hot sauce. And I'm going to mix that up with that's not right. No. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I found it. 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. So while I mix this up, might be a good time to go ahead and get back to the movie. But, wait. Can't let you go yet. This next scene, coming up as we come to the conclusion, pay attention to the hallway. If you're careful enough, you might just surprise with what you see. You might just surprise yourself. But anyway, I'm going to clip these down. I'm going to get them into little bite-sized chunky pieces. You can also blend it, but I'm not going to do that because we got this set up just about right. I'm going to mash this in here with our special ingredients extra and just a dash of pepper. So, I'm going to do that. You guys watch this. And before we watch the movie, I think I hear a message from somebody who's not my sponsor.
Why buy just a video game from Atari or Intellivision? Invest in the wonder computer of the 1980s for under $300. The Commodore VIC-20. Unlike games, it has a real computer keyboard. With the Commodore VIC-20, the whole family can learn computing at home. Plays great games, too. Under $300, the wonder computer of the 1980s, the Commodore VIC-20. Coming soon, Commodore brings you Gorf, the Wonder arcade game, and Omega Race in home versions. Commodore. Genesis brings you the 16-bit arcade challenge with Ghostbusters. 16-bit thrills in Ghouls and Ghosts. And 16-bit arcade action with Forgotten Worlds. Gruesome ghosts, ferocious foes, battles of power, of magic and might. Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghostbusters and Forgotten Worlds are for the Genesis system. Sega Genesis brings the arcade experience home. Game sold separate.
Joey, would you please get the real Ghostbusters from the cupboard?
Real Ghostbusters. Ghostly pasta in a delicious tomato sauce.
This ghost is history.
Real Ghostbusters. Love real Ghostbusters. From Heinz.
I get a charge for my delicious strawberry-flavored cereal, Frankenberry.
Here's a switch. My ghostly good blueberry with blueberry-flavored marshmallows to spark up breakfast.
I love Frankenberry strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
You turn me off, Frankenface.
Piffleberry Boo.
I'm in the dark.
Me too. Me three.
Oh. You can enjoy this nutritious breakfast with blueberry.
Frankenberry.
Welcome back. Now, our next story is very interesting indeed. This one is more off of the old comic book. What was that? Vault of Horror. What they did was closer to the comic book than the actual show. But one thing I do like is in this one, the guy's just a military guy and he's a fucking dick. Whereas in the Tales from the Crypt episode that aired on HBO, they made him some kind of weird rapey. That shit was fucked up. And I still can't figure out why they made that change, except that they wanted to up the ante and kind of somehow make him more scary or something. I don't know. I just thought it was weird and creepy and just totally uncalled for. So now this presentation, I will say, is my favorite. And for reasons yet to be discussed, we will be breaking halfway in between this story and the final end for two reasons. One, we're going to have to check back in on our deep fried fish. And two, because, well, something that is coming up here, I just want to take a minute and just talk about it. So, no further ado, let's make our batter. First thing I did is I took that bowl, I filled it about half filled with regular all-purpose, just not even baking, just fucking flour. I sprinkled a little bit of our Killer Kitchen special seasoning on top. Now, I didn't want to overpower it with our seasoning because I really designed that seasoning more for chicken and beef. Fish can be tricky, and if you season it the wrong way, you'll take a great fish and turn it into a nasty. So you got to be cautious. You got to be really careful. And this is something that I started doing back when I was younger, going fishing in the lake across the street from my mom's house. And I'd come home with a bucket of perch. I'd clean the bitches, I'd cook them up, I'd get them good. And over time, I started getting real good at my seasoning. And this is how I did my perch, only instead of perch, we were gifted some pre-made salmon burgers. So, here's what we're gonna do. I've already pre-seasoned those salmon burgers with some garlic and some Italian. And we just set them to the side. Now we're going to take some more garlic. We're going to come right in here. And you're going to want to do a good amount. Probably 2 tablespoons worth, if I were to guess. Then about another tablespoon worth of this chicken seasoning. Now, as we get started here, so this is ready to go, we're going to drop a lemon down into our oil. Next, we're going to take some onion powder. Fill that in there just like that. And finally, some Italian seasoning. And this will just give it that extra zest. Now, this one's optional, but I enjoy it when possible. Gonna take some black pepper and add that right on top. Figure about 3 tablespoons worth. You really want to get that pepper in there to give it a spike. Now, you know what? Just to prove that you can't kill a vampire with garlic, we're going to add a little more garlic to this. There we go. We're going to mix that all in, kind of something like this. Of course, you might want to be neater, because now I got to mess with it. Oh, you can just hear that oil burning up. Alright, so now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a patty, we're going to put it in our egg. I got 3 eggs in the bowl. Just normal cereal bowl, I put 3 eggs in it. Now what I'm going to do is, like I do with our fried chicken, I'm going to put it into our flour mix. Once you got that good and covered, gently drop it down into your oil. And with that, I'm going to continue on, and we will see you on our next break. This is Killer Kitchen, where nothing's as it seems, and we definitely have something cooking all of the time.
What did he see?
What's more important is what you will see.
Well, who are you? What do you want with us?
To warn you of what may happen.
I don't care about your warnings. I want to get out of here.
Very well, but you should heed the warning.
Mr. Rogers?
Major Rogers. You might show me to my quarters and have someone get my kit in, will you? Shane, here. Good boy. There were pictures on the wall. Where have they gone?
Personal property of your predecessor, sir.
Well, we must get some more. I'll go down to London and have a look around the galleries. Where are the men? The patients?
They've gone to lunch, sir.
You mean dinner, don't you?
Bon appetit, Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Harry.
Good morning. My name is Rogers, Major William Rogers. I've been appointed your new superintendent here and take up my duties today. I've had considerable experience in dealing with men as an officer in the Army. I promise you I will do this job to the best of my ability. I hope we'll all get along well. If there are any complaints, I shall be pleased to deal with them in my office at any time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jane. Well, Shane, after I made a few changes, I think we're going to like it here.
Stone cold.
It's always like that now.
All right, old boy. All right. I'll get you an extra blanket.
Yes?
men have asked me to come and talk to you.
Yes?
It's about the heating. It's been very cold this past few nights. We wondered if...
For reasons of economy, the heating is now turned off each evening at 2000 hours. You'll all be in bed by then. After all, there's no point in staying up. You can't see anything.
The beds are cold. There aren't enough blankets.
I'm trying to run this place as efficiently and as economically as I can. I'm afraid the current budget does not include the cost of new blankets.
Do you know anything about blind people?
No, I can't say I do until I took over this job. But I was in the army for over 20 years, and I learned to handle all kinds of men there.
With all due respect, sir, we are not soldiers. And blind people are not like people with sight. We have lost one sense, but the loss of that one sense only tends to sharpen the others. Do you know what that means? We feel things more acutely. If food is bad, it tastes worse to us. If a room is dirty, we feel every speck. If an insect scurries across the floor, we hear it. And if it's cold, we feel the cold more. Why don't you sell that painting and buy us fuel or extra blankets?
I was not aware that the administration of expenditure for this establishment had been handed over to you, Mr. Carter. Good morning.
Dishwater.
Filthy muck.
No meat in it. Sorry, Dad, there ain't no more.
No second helping?
Well, rations were cut, you see. Superintendent says he's doing the best he can with prices so high.
It's customary to knock on the door of a private office. What do you want? Can't you see I'm having my lunch?
What is it? Nice juicy steak? Well, we get nothing but slop.
Well, I do the best I can for you, within the limits of the budget provided for me.
But you eat meat? And drink wine?
I am the officer in charge.
This isn't the bloody army.
Mr. Carter, in the kingdom of the blind, even the one-eyed man is king.
Chase!
Okay, stay. Yeah.
Doctor.
Do you realize it's gone midnight? Doctor. Who wants a doctor?
It's Greenwood, sir.
Well, can't it wait till the morning?
He's ill, sir. Very ill.
Well, I suppose I better take a look. Shane, wait. Blanket.
Which one is Greenwood? The man is dead.
Very well.
The USS Enterprise is yours to command in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Captain Jean-Luc Picard welcomes you, a top-rated cadet at Starfleet Academy, to the most intense training session you'll ever experience, the Advanced Holodeck Tutorial. The Holodeck's computer simulations put you at the helm of the Galaxy-class starship Enterprise. All of its power and crew await your orders. You'll embark on a series of missions assigned by the captain, but only you can make the life-or-death decisions required of a Starfleet officer. So test your split-second decision-making skills and push your Starfleet training abilities to the limit with Star Trek: The Next Generation on Game Boy and the NES.
I get a charge from my delicious strawberry-flavored cereal, Frankenberry.
Here's a switch. My ghostly good blueberry with blueberry-flavored marshmallows to spark up breakfast.
I love Frankenberry strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
You turn me off, Frankenface.
Fizzle, Berry Boo.
I'm in the dark.
Me too. Me three.
Oh. You can enjoy this nutritious breakfast with Blueberry.
Frankenberry.
If the memory of Jason still haunts you, you're not alone. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Severe trauma at age 12. Brutal self-defense, murder of a psychopathic killer. Boy, they've given him every therapy they can think of. This wonder his mind isn't fried with all the drugs they've given him.
The mindless, murderous fury that was buried with Jason has been reborn.
Pete!
And suddenly, terror has become child's play. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Starts Friday, March 22nd at a theater near you. Check newspapers.
And here you go. Goddamn cat. Finish already, what the fuck?
Well, the scratching adds a little mystery.
And here you go. This is our Monster Puss Passé, followed by our fried fritter critters, and finally, our human head cheese. And doesn't that look good? So, from all of us in the Killer Kitchen to all of you out there in the real world, always remember, there's always something cooking in the Killer Kitchen, and nothing is ever quite what it seems.
Shane? 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 What the hell do you think you're doing? Go back to your rooms, all of you.
It's our turn to give the orders now. Major Rogers, sir.
Well, what is it? What do you want?
Okay. All right, boy. All right, boy. What are you doing to my dog? What are you doing with my dog?
Your dog seems to be getting hungry, Major Rogers.
Feed him, please. Please feed him.
All in good time.
Yes, but you must feed him. He'll be dangerous. He'll go wild, berserk.
I know, Major Rogers, sir.
What are you doing out there?
You'll see soon enough.
Look, give me something to eat, please, please. I haven't had anything to eat or drink for over 2 days. Please, please.
at least feed my dog, please.
He'll be fed all right. Major Rogers, sir.
What is all this? I'm on my way to a new job. I don't know why I stopped here.
I do. Now you may go.
But how can we? Where are we?
In a place where people go who have died without repentance. You see, I wasn't warning you, but telling you why you are here for all eternity.
Well, so you've decided to stick around until the very end. I am very pleased to see you all. I hope you've enjoyed Killer Kitchen's version of the Thanksgiving to come. You'll notice tonight there was no turkey, there was no ham, there was no chicken, but plenty of fish. Interesting detail about tonight's entree. In the early years of Thanksgiving, and actually quite a bit throughout World War I and World War II, Thanksgiving, families really couldn't get those birds. But anybody could go down in the lake. And a lot of traditional Thanksgivings were actually done with meals based around fish. Ergo, our human head cheese, made with tuna. Our flustered fish fillet, or whatever the hell I called it. I've got a nice glow tonight, you guys will have to excuse me on my names here. We came up with those on the spot because they sounded good. But our fillets, fish. Okay, the green bean casserole didn't have any kind of fish, but it really does taste good. And honestly, I like my Monster Plus Passe. I think that it tasted really good. And if you guys follow my directions exactly, I think you'll totally dig the creation. Now you guys can alter that to fit your taste buds. Me, well, I am proof that you cannot kill a vampire with garlic. But it is getting late, and I understand most of you must go. So, from us here in the Killer Kitchen to you out there, wherever you are, it's 1987. Do you know where Freddy Krueger is?